Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is
what I see. Let's go.
D-Guns Productions.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to What I See. As you enter the chat, please make sure that you like the video. Please hit the like button, hit the thumbs up. Let's get this money. Let's get this money. Let's get this war, guys. Donald Trump admit the truth. Donald Trump has said the quiet part out loud. Donald Trump admit the truth. Donald Trump has said the quiet part out loud, guys. This is what I've been talking about. This is a great day for the world, for Pan-Africanism. and for the entire world. The world is shifting into a more positive direction. So without further ado, guys, I'm going to get right into it. Donald Trump admit the truth that I have been suspecting for the longest time. Donald Trump admits the truth. We are about to find out. We are about to find the truth right now. All right. So, for the longest time, I've been saying that based on my analysis of Donald Trump ideologies over the past few years, I've been saying that Donald Trump wants world peace. And because he's advocating for the end of mass migration, he also wants every country to do what's best for themselves. This way, we can all come together as a powerful unit when every one of us is empowered. That's why he's been advocating for nationalism. All right, guys, so here we're gonna hear what Donald Trump says here, and this proves everything. And this is a great day for Pan-Africanism. So all the Pan-Africanism, all the Pan-Africanists that have been doubting, that have been talking all kind of negative things because they have been brainwashed by the mainstream media, this is the nail on the coffin. This seals the deal right here. Donald Trump admit the truth, and you're gonna find out Russia is not the enemy. But who is the enemy? The enemy of my enemies is my friends. That's why I've been advocating, I've been telling y'all to support these men is different. It's different. The enemy of my enemies is my friends. Guys, all right, okay. Let's get into it now.
Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission. Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia.
Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, you heard that, guys? Let me play that again. Hold on. Run it back.
With a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves.
Oh, you heard that? I've been telling y'all. I have been telling y'all that Donald Trump, President Putin, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, they are all working together behind the scenes. Why did Trump and Kim Jong-un only communicate through letters? No phone communication, but only letters. Because they don't want the deep states to know what they're talking about, but they have some secrets. They are all working behind the scenes against the deep states, but they have to show the optic that they are enemies just because the media has manipulated people so much. But the reality is that they are not enemies. They're working behind the scenes to restore peace into the world. Putin doesn't want war. And he says the greatest enemy is ourselves. When he says ourselves, he says the establishment. Because the establishment is lying to us, is brainwashing us. So we have to get rid of that establishment that's lying to us so that we can see the light, we can see the truth. The real enemies is within. But let's listen to the whole thing.
And some of the horrible USA-hating people that represent us.
Yep. The USA has been infiltrated by communists. The USA has been infiltrated by unelected people that control the US and that want to brainwash us into believing that our enemies are Russians, our Chinese, that our human brothers and sisters are our enemies. But they are not our enemies. Those are our brothers and sisters, humans. So, the powers that be, they want war for their own reasons. But us as humans, we want to live in peace with each other around the world and trade with each other, share resources with each other. That's our human nature. But those elites, those corporations, those communists, they have some evil intentions because they worship the devil. That's the only explanation. That's the only way around it. All right, guys, let's hear. Okay, I'm going to play the whole clip now. I'm going to interrupt whenever I want to make a comment, but you guys get the point.
We have never been closer to World War III than we are today under Joe Biden. A global conflict between nuclear-armed powers would mean death and destruction on a scale unmatched in human history. It would be nuclear Armageddon. Nothing is more important than avoiding that nightmare. We will avoid it, but we need new leadership. Every day this proxy battle in Ukraine continues, we risk global war. We must be absolutely clear that our objective is to immediately have a total cessation of hostilities. All shooting has to stop. This is the central issue. We need peace without delay. In addition, there must also be a complete commitment to dismantling the entire globalist neocon establishment that is perpetually dragging us into endless wars, pretending to fight for freedom and democracy abroad.
See? He's against all those wars. He's against all those invasions that we have been complaining about. Guys, we have to wake up. We have to acknowledge when somebody is doing something good. You don't know what he's dealing with behind the scenes, so sometimes he has to flip-flops, he has to manipulate people, but his intentions, by now we should know his intentions, guys. So someone like him, of course, is going to be getting along okay with Ibrahim Traoré, Assimi Goïta, General Tiani, with any presidents that want to do good for their people. This guy is going to get along with them because they are on the same program. They are on the same page. You get the point, guys, you see? We have to get out of our ego. We have to get over our ego. This man is changing the world. I trust him. Even that war in Israel, because think about it, right? Palestine and Israel, for example. The deep state in Israel, the elites, they won that war. But the average Israeli, the normal people, don't want that war. They want to live in peace. That's why today you see people in Israel are protesting against Netanyahu, against the prime minister. They are protesting against him because they don't want that war. So we have to separate the establishment and the people. And him is on the side of the people. He's not for the establishment. But he speaks in codes. He can't state the obvious like that because he just can't. He's a politician. Like he holds a political position. So he needs to be careful with how he says, he articulates his words. He forms his sentences. But you have to read through what he's saying to understand what's going on. So even Palestine and Israel, I don't think he's supporting those Zionists. Like he's with the people, because even the people of Israel are against the establishment of Israel. So is he too. He's against those wars. He's against the wars in Africa, in Europe, in Ukraine, in Asia. If he wants world peace, humanity to come together and deal, and make some deals, some trade deals, deal fairly.
While they turn us into a third world country and a third world dictatorship right here at home. The State Department, the defense bureaucracy, the intelligence services, and all of the rest need to be completely overhauled and reconstituted to fire the deep staters and put America first.
That's what I was saying. They're going to be a clean outs all around the world because the deep states is a whole organization, is a whole network, is a whole global network, the globalists. And in the beginning of this clip, he mentioned is against globalism. So basically, they're going to clean out all those globalist leaders all around the world. That's why I was saying that it's over for these African puppets. These African puppet leaders, they are cooked. They are cooked. They're done. They're done. It's going to be country first. Every country is going to have to put their people first, or they're going to be gone, done. And they're using communists, and communists are using open borders and birthright citizenship to pretty much destroy the USA, because the USA is the last hope for freedom around the world. If America can be saved now, the rest of the world is going to be saved. But if America falls now, it's World War III. Because you're going to have some countries like Russia and like Burkina Faso protest, resisting. But America falling, that means America falls in the hands of the communists, in the hands of the deep states, of the globalists. So the globalists they're not gonna go without a fight. And the Russians and the Burkina Faso, like the BRICS nation, are not gonna bow down to the globalists. So that's gonna be World War III. So unless America is saved, then there's no World War III, and then the world move forward in a more positive direction. But if America is not saved, because America has been infiltrated, and America is the one that makes the world order. So America in the hands of the globalists, of the evil ones, is the end of the world. It's World War III, it's wars, it's a bloodshed all around the world. It's nuclear war. But America in the hands of good people, then negotiation can be made. That's why you see Putin, Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, all of them want to negotiate with Trump because they know that he's against wars, he's against all those mess, he's against people dying, he's against massive human death. Because President Putin has been avoiding wars for the longest time, but the mainstream media are painting him in a bad light, in a negative light, because they want war. They want that war because that war is going to benefit the deep states, the globalists, because they have to destroy the world and rebuild it in a new world order fashion. The goal is to destroy the entire planet and then build a new world that's basically suited, that fits their needs, their image, their agenda, and then introduce a one world order, and the end goal is pretty much the mark of the beast. But these men who are here is basically a disruptance to their plan.
We have to put America first. Finally, we have to finish the process we began under my administration of fundamentally reevaluating NATO's purpose and NATO's mission. Our foreign policy establishment keeps trying to pull the world into conflict with a nuclear-armed Russia based on the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat.
See, the lie that Russia represents our greatest threat. And also is going to evaluate NATO's role. Because NATO has been committing some serious aggression around the world, destabilizing countries, overthrowing governments, and many more things, and using the US military for bad reasons too around the world. Look at what happened to Iraq, to Libya, and look at what happened to many countries where the government has been destabilized, when the government has been overthrown for centuries, for at least for the past 100 years at least. So many coups, all this in the name of... So they're doing this with Americans' taxpayers' money. And even me, like, I pay taxes in the USA. And then the taxes that I pay is being supported to go kill Gaddafi. You know, it's being used. I pay taxes, and those taxes are being used to go kill Gaddafi, to go and destabilize Africa. That's not cool. You know, I may have a better life here, but like my people back home are not living well because my taxes are being used against my own people. Makes no sense. So he's against all that, you know? All those neocons, all those fools, they have been doing some crazy things around the world. That's not good. So he's against all that.
But the greatest threat to Western civilization today is not Russia. It's probably, more than anything else, ourselves and some of the horrible USA-hating people that represent us.
Mainstream media, communist, academia, leftists, they hate America. They hate freedom. Those are the ones. The people that are not happy about Trump winning the presidency, they hate freedom. They hate America.
It's the abolition of our national borders. It's the failure to police our own cities. It's the destruction of the rule of law from within. It's the collapse of the nuclear family and fertility rates like nobody can believe is happening. It's the Marxists who would have us become a godless nation worshiping at the altar of race and gender and environment. And it's the globalist class that has made us totally dependent on China and other foreign countries that basically hate us. These globalists want to squander all of America's strength, blood, and treasure, chasing monsters and phantoms over.
Matter of fact, when you say China that hate us, basically in China there is a deep state. There's a deep state in China that's the deep state in the US are using to pretty much do damage to the US and the rest of the world. It's a mafia. But it's not the people of China. Because there are some laws in China that can be easily manipulated. Let's say when the Wuhan Institutes, you know, the COVIDs, why did Obama approve 3.75 million to be sent to Wuhan, to China, to do some experiments, laboratory experiments to create the COVID? But that's a whole different conversation. There are some people, because it's illegal in the US to do experiments like that, but they were able to find some loopholes in China with the deep state in China to pretty much do the experiments in the Wuhan lab and then release the virus around the world. But that was a whole network. That thing was made, basically, the money came from the US, $3.75 million for that experiment, for that research that led into COVID. That's a whole different conversation, guys. So yeah, there's a difference between the deep state in China and the people of China.
Overseas, while keeping us distracted from the havoc they're creating right here at home. These forces are doing more damage to America than Russia and China could ever have dreamed, evicting the sick and...
Yep. They are more dangerous than China and Russia. More dangerous than those two countries. That's true. The mainstream media itself is destroying. It is destroying the country. The country's biggest enemy. The mainstream media has divided the country based on lies and propaganda, destroying the country as a result.
Corrupt establishment is the monumental task for the next president, and I am the only one who can do it. I'm the only one that can get the job done. I know exactly what has to be done.
Yep, guys. Make some noise, make some noise, make some noise. Alright, guys. You heard it all. We talked about it. This proves the points. This proves the points. This proves everything. Russia is not the enemy, and all the Pan-Africans that are panicking about Trump being president and talking about how he's going to undermine Africa's progress and stuff like that. That's not true. Trump and Putin are working behind the scenes. And I wouldn't be surprised if before Trump left office, he already talked to Putin, he already talked to some African leaders, or if he didn't talk to them directly, at least his administration had some conversation with people like Ibrahim Traoré, General Chiani, and Assimi Goïta. He knows them. So, yeah, Pan-Africanism is not in danger. Everything is alright out here. Alright guys, so please like this video, comment below, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. I'll talk to you guys.